Alrighty, USD CAD. We have officially closed the trade on this. We'll jump over to the chart now, and you guys can see what we were looking at. So this is currently where market's at. If that is an indicator of our outcome of the trade, but I want to show you guys what we were looking at. So price had quite clearly we had resistance here, and we broke above that, and this was the first time we were coming back here to test this. So to me, it looks like a really awesome trade. Obviously, we've been in a pretty good tear up, so we wanted to get long in this area, ideally and halfway or below in our zone. And we were able to do that. On the daily time frame, like, we came into it with a pretty big candle, which is a little like not ideal, but it's all right, right? Like, we get that resting candle, and we kind of consolidate for a couple of days. When this candle printed, this white one with the big wick, like a huge trick. If you don't, you kind of, we can go over this sometime in another video, but like when we sweep out of course all this is going to get in the way, but when we sweep out a previous day high, which in our case would have been this, denoted by this line, this blue candle here, that high, we took the high of that day out and finished back inside. Generally, this yellow line down here is this previous day low, and generally we will, if we take the high out of that day, we will want to go for the low of that day, and we absolutely did and more. So when that pattern formed, I knew not good, right? So like, we're gonna start holding this trade really close and look for like, we're gonna get out of it generally. So, or we're going to keep a big eye on it. So let's jump into the hourly and show you what we were looking at. This trade went wild on us. So there's two. Okay. There's two trades here essentially. So we got in here, and it was right here. I caught it a little late, but we came down and kind of took out some lows down here, and then as soon as we finished up, I would have been looking again halfway in our zone to get long. I caught it a little late as the next candle opened up. I mean, this thing started shooting up pretty quick within like a couple of minutes of that next hourly candle. So we went ahead and we got long. Our stop was down here, and we set it to a 1-to-1, which was going to be up here. And it kind of like went against us, right? And we kind of started to form a little bit of a trend line here, I thought. And I don't know where at. I guess we came down and we started to go up, but I was at work, and for some reason we got kicked out of the trade. It said it was a market. I think it said it was a market order. But whatever happened, I really don't know. I was able to catch it, and we got booted out of it. Our margin was fine. Everything was fine. For some reason, TradingView somebody, right? Something closed the trade. So this first trade we were in was no longer there, and I think we took like $160 loss, somewhere right around there, give or take a few dollars on that. So what I did is I just reopened the trade, and I kept the stop loss the same, and I kept the take profit the same. So it ended up looking really good. We came up, and then we kind of like retested this trend line here, and we started going all the way up, and it looked great. And then it didn't. And so we had, like, I used to trade ICT, so I was keeping a little bit of, like, I always watch fair value gaps and things like that. We had this big fair value gap we made, and when this candle kind of closed and the consequent encroachment of it, I started to get a little bit nervous, but then it, bam, all the way back up. Then it just sold straight back through. And so what happened in this entire weird price action right here was this. I want to go back to the daily and show you what I was talking about. And all that weird price action, that daily candle, and I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to get rid of all this so we can see what we're talking about here. And all that weird hourly price action, what happened was this daily candle finished just like this. And again, if we go back to what we were talking about, previous day, a high, and that low came in somewhere right around here. When we sweep out a previous candle high and finish back inside, generally we're going to want to go and test that low the next day, or the market's going to trend towards that direction. And you can see the next day we did that. So what happened is when this daily candle closed like this, I said, okay, I'm going to set myself at break even. I'm going to give this trade some room to work, but I don't think at this point it's going to be valid. So what I did is I looked at that first trade as a $160 loss, and this second trade that we opened, like instead of it being one big position, it was just a second trade. Our max risk was $500, and the third one was like a $300 risk for that same profit. So we would have made the same money at the top end, and the second trade only had a $300 risk on it because we were closer to the original stop. So everything, I guess what I'm saying is all the risk was in check. We never exposed ourselves to over $500 loss. Everything was fine. And what ended up happening was the next day, right at night, the market opens up for Asia, and we just got stopped out at break even. Which, thank God we did, because had I went to sleep and woke back up, we would have been almost at our max $300 stop loss. With our $160 loss from the previous trade, I mean, we would have been nearly $500 down. So, like, it's super important to start recognizing some of these patterns and when maybe, like, your trades just aren't going to work. And this one was worth the gamble, right? Worth the risk, because to me it looked really nice. It just didn't happen. And so what are you going to look for? Well, we're going to look for that retest back up here and then the short. That's what we're going to look for. But again, it's really important for you guys to not get like married to these positions. Like when you're wrong, take your loss, because we have effectively, I think we had a break-even trade. We had a max winning at the time. We were risking $300. So we had a max winner of $300, and then we've had two losing trades. But we're right now at the account. We're just back to break even. We're right back where we started at. We've only won one trade and we've lost two. But like, we're not losing that $500 when we're wrong. We're getting out of the trade early, and then when we're right, we're trying to hold all the way to that full take profit. So when I'm right, I'm making $500. When I'm wrong, I'm losing between $100 to $200, maybe $250 when we're wrong. It's like long term, we have profitability. Right now, short term, you can't get upset with the fact that, like, oh, you've lost a couple trades in a row. It's not a big deal. When we win one trade, we're going to go way back up again. You know, like, you got to stick with the process. Like, none of this is a big deal. The trade didn't work out, but it was still a winning trade in my mind because we stuck to our risk plan. Like, our risk was always in check. And so what? We lost this one. You know what we're going to do? We have chips still to come back the next day. We still have our money to come back tomorrow and play again. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to keep repeating this process. And in time, we'll hit, as we hit a losing streak now, we'll hit winning streaks. And we won't complain about those, so we're not going to complain about the losing streaks now. And so we're just going to sit back down. Today is Sunday. Tonight the market opens back up, and we're going to do some analysis. We'll post a video on that and what we're looking for in the coming week. And when those trades set up, we're going to take them again, whether we win or we lose. And we're going to continue to do the same thing. I want to make a little bit more when I'm right than I lose when I'm wrong. Right now, we're doing that, and we're seeing that. And even though we're back to break even, we were up, you know, however much. Now we're back to break even on the account. It's not a big deal. We're following our plan, and we know that we're going to lose some trades back to back. We're going to win some trades back to back, right? Like, it's okay. This one just happened to be a loser. But we kept, like, this was a winning trade, even though it was a losing trade, because we kept our risk managed. We followed our plan, and we did what we were supposed to do. We didn't double up. We didn't, you know, oversize and get angry or go just, oh, that's going to go down, so I'm just going to go short. Like, we followed our plan. So that's awesome. And in time, we're going to see this account. We're still going to build this account up until we don't have to go to work anymore. It's going to happen, right? Like, we're going to keep at this. So, guys, with that, I wanted to update you. We took essentially 2 trades on this, and then we're down 160 on this. So this was a losing setup. And we're going to review the charts now, and we're going to put our game plan together for next week. We're not going to cry about a little bit of spilt milk. So I hope you guys had a good trading week. If you want to keep following us, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and let's see if we can get anything set up for us next week, guys. But with that, have a good one. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye.